Well, hello, everyone. It is noon on Monday, March the 1st, and it is time for the River News Desk. I am Emily Fopp, and I'm so excited that I get to do this again this week with my favorite co-host,
Lisa Piper, reporting from the River Stage.
She is living out her dream. She is now a news reporter. We're so excited about that. We've got lots of interesting things to come to bring to you guys today. We're going to tell you lots of fun things that have happened, and Lisa's got the list.
Yeah. So I wasn't here yesterday morning.
No, but yesterday morning was one powerful message. You've
That's
got to
what
go
I
back
heard.
and watch it.
I had texted Buffy. Buffy does like attendance and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? And she's like, this message is so awesome.
It was. And if you did not get a chance to watch that message, you need to go back, or it is available right now live on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, so go check that out.
And there's testimonies at the end, but you can't hear them that well.
Yes.
But it's kind of cool to see what God's doing in people.
Yes, and Bishop is liking to get the people up that are being encountered by the Lord through this revival. So I think it's a great way to show what revival really looks like. That's what he started saying last night.
And when God does stuff, it's good to bring it out into the light. For one thing,
Yes.
it kind of encourages you yourself, and you can point back to that moment. Yeah, God did do this, because the enemy likes to say God didn't do anything because he lies. But yesterday morning's message said, you must come up to come out. And he said, I watched the video, our part of it.
Yes.
And he said, we need to come up out of lukewarmness, out of ruts, out of stagnation, and be willing to allow God to take us to a new place. We're not always willing to do that because it's comfortable.
We're not, and we do get in ruts. As Christians, we have to keep coming up so God can continue to bring us out.
I think we should be different every week.
Yes.
If we're encountering God, we should be different every day.
Yes,
And if people
absolutely.
don't see us for a while, our attitudes should be better, our behaviors should be better, there should be more anointing. But one of the quotes that you mentioned that the bishop said yesterday morning was, I don't look like a religion, I don't look like a denomination, I want to look like who?
Jesus. We want to look like Jesus. And the entire time that he was saying that, I was thinking of one particular person that always says, live like Jesus, love like Jesus. And I love that message, because it's not about the church that we sit in, and it's not about the denomination that we're in. It's about us reaching the people and loving and looking like Jesus.
Do you love like Jesus all the time?
I unfortunately do not. I wish I was better at that.
We're working on it.
We are working. We are definitely still on the potter's wheel.
Well, it's kind of like yesterday, for some reason, I kept tripping over my own feet yesterday, everywhere I went. And then we ended up stopping at a restaurant, and I was like bebopping around, and it had one of those dips that didn't tell you about it. So people are eating, and I'm walking, and everyone tries to look like what I did was normal, like they didn't want to embarrass me. But I'm like, that was pretty funny. Y'all can't laugh at that. My legs went one way, my body went another way. And that's kind of what is happening. We're thinking, we love Jesus, we want the fruit of the Spirit in operation, and we're walking around, and then suddenly something happens, and without even thinking about it, we sometimes pull out of old nature, which we don't want to do that, because the Bible says that they will know that. We will know Christians by their love.
Yes.
And so I don't want to stumble on that point. So you can call me on that if you happen to see. You can call me on that. Not all of Facebook. Y'all aren't calling me on it.
We call each other on a lot of things.
There's a million different opinions on Facebook. I don't care to hear from a million different people. So last night, did I say what last night the quote was that I really
No,
liked?
but last night was another great service of revival. I mean, it's just week 9. It's just continuing. It was fantastic, and it's continuing tonight.
People being saved and healed and set free,
Yes.
marriages restored. One thing he said was, the fence riding is over. We're too saved to go back. And that the Lord was about to help us make a decision to get off of the fence, to get off the lukewarmness, and either heat up or get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
He didn't say to get out of the kitchen. I just added that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I really like watching the miracles. We had at least one baptized last night. If you're ever here and you want to be baptized, just let Drew Fopp or one of the ushers know. And we have clothes you can change into, or you can bring an extra set if you want. We do have you fill out a permission form of sorts to give us permission to keep the videos on while that's happening. I don't know, it's not always put on Facebook, is it?
There are some nights that we don't always get our baptisms on Facebook, and the only reason why that happens is because sometimes there's still lots of ministry going on in the altar, and the band has already stopped, but we don't want to stop the ministry, and then maybe that person will then want to go and be baptized after that ministry has stopped. There's only been a few times, I think, that we've missed those baptisms, but we do try to get them on video. They might not necessarily be live online.
Okay. There was I think the bishop ministered at 4D on Saturday, and there's a couple they don't go to this church, but they've been having marital issues, and God did something amazing, wonderful in him. They were back last night, but just anger left him. I'm expecting full restoration.
Yes.
In that marriage.
And that was one of the testimonies that Bishop shares, is that he was set free of anger. And I think that he's pouring into people more that are dealing with that issue. I think he's helping them with that.
Mm-hmm. I love that. We usually have a miracle segment, so I'm going to tell you something that happened last night. It was super cool.
Yeah.
You know, I work in freedom ministry, which includes, everything from inner healing to salvation to deliverance to bondage, people getting set free from bondages. Well, we're doing a class right now called Set Yourself Free. We're about to start another one. And one of the people with the book was doing their homework, and they messaged me and said, I know it's probably late, but here is the issue I'm having. I'm having a very difficult time studying the word, focusing, having problems with my memory. And I believe that it's linked to something. I don't think it's just normal. And they mentioned generational patterns, and they mentioned a deaf and dumb spirit. But for some reason in my spirit, I was like, you know what? I think this is linked to something needing to be healed. Mm-hmm. And so I said, you know what? Why don't you ask the Lord if there is any trauma in your life that needs to be healed, any memory that needs to be healed. And oftentimes what the Lord will do is just it's like vivid memory. Mm-hmm. It's like suddenly the details are clear. It wasn't like a couple minutes. She messaged me back wild, excited. She's like, Lisa, this was completely insignificant. I would have thought it insignificant. But a series of events happened when she was in elementary school. Mm-hmm. And she said the Lord brought it back. It was like she could just hear the sounds, smell the smells. And he went in and healed. And she said, at my age, it's not significant. But to the 9-year-old me, it was a big deal. And she said, Lisa, I just got set free. She said, I literally felt God's resurrection power hit me, and that thing left. And she's awesome. Really excited today. I'm like, that's what Jesus does.
Yes.
Luke 4:18, baby.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you're not, if you don't understand what a whole lot of that is, that Set Yourself Free class is going to be very, very beneficial. That is something. I mean, I've read the book. I'm still reading the book. You get to parts of it and you meditate on it and pray over it, and it's a great thing. And walking in freedom, I can say firsthand, walking in freedom is so much better than walking in bondage.
Oh, yeah. And the benefits package we get with being a believer is huge. Yes. Huge. The peace comes with it. The freedom comes with it. And oftentimes we just take a hold of one thing. What were you telling me that the bishop said during lunch or something yesterday? You had a quote.
Oh, yes.
That goes right along with that. And then we'll move on.
Yes.
With the
Drew and I got to have lunch with the bishop yesterday because Pastor had to be out ministering and taking care of some things. And he said to us, I would rather die in faith than to survive in fear. So
Amen.
That our whole lunch was God-filled, and it was awesome.
I love that.
Yes.
So I walked in fear a lot of years. That's no fun.
No.
Walking
No.
afraid, walking fearful. That's
No.
not for me. I love it. What was the quote one more time?
I would rather die in faith than survive in fear. Sounds like a T-shirt.
That does. Remind me and I'll design one.
Yes. So
Y'all
be
want a
looking
T-shirt?
for that.
Y'all want a T-shirt?
We like T-shirts.
Can I tell you a story?
Sure.
We do like to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to tell you something just off topic, and then we're going to get right back. Talking about T-shirts, when I was a fairly young believer, I was new to being filled with the Spirit. We started going to this new church, and I really hadn't been exposed to people of a lot of diverse cultures. Mm-hmm. And so when I walked into this church, there was a man who hadn't been saved very long, but he had a huge heart for the persecuted church. But he had really long hair. He was like an old biker dude, completely covered in tattoos, kind of a buff and brisk kind of guy, you know. And if they're watching this, they probably would just laugh themselves crazy. He hadn't been married too long, and his wife had the same long, straight, blonde hair as he did. Well, his back of his T-shirt said, "It didn't die in the Roman Colosseum, Christians still die." So they walked in, sat down in our church, and this new church I'm going to, but his hair covered most of the shirt. And my children were up front, and I looked, and all I read was, "Christians still die." I thought, oh, Lord, he's going to kill us all. So I started trying to get my children back to the back of the church. Later on, I became friends with them. I was like, well, my first impression of you was, I thought you was going to kill us all. This is back before people went on those shooting sprees like that. But anyway, that's my T-shirt connection. So we'll need to make sure the shirt's designed in a way that it doesn't look like I'd rather die or something like that. Well, what about Pastors Connect today?
Pastors Connect today, we believe will be Bishop Lance Johnson. We're not sure if Pastor Clint Hopper will be joining he and Pastor, or if it will just be Pastor. So that's kind of up from there. But join us at 3 o'clock today for Pastors Connect, because we will be live at 3 o'clock.
Pastors Connect surprise, and then revival tonight. Prayer starting at 6:30 tonight and tomorrow night, and then revival at 7.
Yes.
And so that's exciting, and lots of people coming in and experiencing the Lord. Now, is the men's meeting going to be Thursday?
The men's meeting is Thursday night, 6 o'clock in the fellowship hall. Enter on the side over by the kitchen.
I always like to say the manly man, if you're a manly man.
And Drew says they're having a lot of new faces show up for that. That's not just for the men of the river. That's for any men in the community that would like to come in, because this is just men supporting men, iron sharpening iron. It's a great thing that they're doing, and the guys seem to love it.
Cool. I have some big announcements. This is a huge announcement from Pastor Jones, that's for sure.
Yes.
But Voice of Faith is in revival March 7 through 10 with Jason Adair and Derek Mead. Now, we're not dismissing services, but we are relocating Sunday night through next Wednesday. So we will not be having service here Sunday night. We will Sunday morning, but we are going over to Voice of Faith in Crofton. And so Elizabeth is going to put that slide up, and you can see, I forget the address, but it's there at the bottom of that slide.
That is 788 Grapevine Road, Crofton, Kentucky.
Beautiful. Okay, so that's this Sunday through Wednesday. You don't want to miss that. Now, the Driven to Be free class, we're doing that on Sunday mornings, but we're about to start one during the week, daytime. Brother Rick Hahn is going to be leading that.
Oh, yes.
And so if you want to be a part of that class, you need to let Rick know, or you can let me know. The book is Set Yourself Free, and we have a loaner copy, or you can get a copy for $10. We are going to be doing an online class in the future, so you need to email us at office@totheriver.com if you would like more information on that. I'm really excited about a class that I'm starting this Thursday.
Oh, yes. That's going to be a great class.
It's called Empowering Parents, and it will be online as well as in class. Those books are $20. I got a discount on them because I ordered so many. They're $20 and we have them in the office. But if you want to take the class and you do not have the money, we will scholarship you in or get you a loaner copy. That's this Thursday at 6. And then the last announcement is prayer at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Now, I haven't been to those, but I hear that they are humdingers.
Those are some powerful hour and a half that a lot of people are. In fact, we're getting more and more people coming. So if you're just wanting to engage in prayer, if you have something specific you want to pray about, come. we normally, everyone enters in the side door over at the staff door, and just come in and engage. We just have a time of just soaking in the presence of the Lord, and then we have private prayer, and then if you'd like to get up and pray over, you can do that as well. Okay. And then also, before we forget, I know during our services, we're doing prayer before our services now,
yes,
right?
6:30.
Yes.
Everyone out here in the sanctuary, except for the band, at 6:30. And listen, if you're a prayer person, we'd appreciate you praying for the band and the worship and for the leaders. We want to do this thing right, and we don't want to waste 1 minute that we have.
We do not.
Well, guess what it's time for? What's in Pastor's office? But not Pastor Jones. It'd be my office. Now, I'd like to tell Colton what this is. Bring. This is how it used to be done. This is called a princess phone. And why? I love old things anyway.
Yes.
This wasn't old when I was a little girl. Wait a minute. What's that say about me now? If this is old now when I was a little girl.
That's okay. I'm kind of in that same era.
Yeah. So Dennis and I were having an anniversary, and I didn't realize I was torturing him because I like to go thrifting and antiquing, and I just assumed he would like it too. And so our anniversary, I spent dragging him in Evansville and different places, and he was bored as all get out. So I reserved that. Now I just do that with my, gal friends, the sisters of the river, or my daughter. But what is so cool about this, we have made mention before that there used to be rotaries. Well, a lot of y'all are going to know this, but even if you wanted to text on this, it would take forever, because here is the situation. Let's say I'm just going to dial the church.
Elizabeth just said, "Oh my gosh." Oh.
For all you young people, you'd pick this up first, and then you would dial it, and then they would pick up. And it's sweet. And then each one would have 1, 2, 3. It would be letters in with the numbers. But anyway, am I still on the phone there?
We're still on the phone.
This is in my office. A lot of kids like to pick that up, what in the world is it?
And you can actually still use it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it has the plug.
Yeah, it's not that old. It's not real old-timey. It was fashioned probably in the 80s or so to look like an old phone. That's why it's called the princess phone.
The original purchase date was 8/5/81.
There you go. 8/5/81.
Yes, Colton, you weren't even thought about.
So anyway, I love this phone. And since I'm a writer, I sort of have a little bit of a writing thing going on in my office. I've got a little old typewriter. I've got little old inkwells, which I may bring out at a later date if Pastor isn't here. I love the pens that you would dip in ink. I've never done that, but I like the pens.
Yeah.
Oh, remind me, the next time we do this and Pastor's not here, I want to bring out my special eyeglasses. They have some historical value that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the next thing if I ever say I need to think of something. So anyway, this is my anniversary present because Dennis got so bored on our anniversary, he felt like he needed to buy me something to make it worthwhile, and I love it. Well, anything else?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
We hope to see you tonight, either in service or online. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let us know. office@totheriver.com, or you can text us any of your prayer requests, and Emily is faithful to pray about those or pass those on when needed. Thank you for joining us. Bye.